Hello, our assignment for today was to draw a construction worker, a scientist, and a nurse. And then we also need to explain the attributes that each worker has, what experience we have with the profession, and why does the person look the way they do in the picture with the clothing that we decided to draw on them. So with the first one we'll go over is a scientist. So here is my picture of a scientist. I am not the greatest drawer, obviously. I have very little artistic ability. So with the scientists, their attributes, I put that they're very curious. They, of course, are always looking for answers. They're not satisfied until they get an answer. They're very patient as well. So they have the time and the ability and the desire to be able to wait till they get an answer or a solution. They're very courageous. They're very detail-oriented. They're creative. They're persistent. It goes back to, again, they're always looking to find the correct answer to solve some issues. They have great communication skills, and they are open-minded. So when I think of a scientist, of course, I think of the safety goggles. So if you're mixing any type of chemicals, etc., you want to make sure you have the proper PPE. So this person has safety goggles. They have their lab coat. They have safety gloves, as well as safety covers over their shoes. And then for my second person, which is a construction worker, so here's my drawing of a construction worker. And for the construction worker attributes, they have great communication skills. They are open to feedback. They are a team player because, again, it takes a team to do construction work, not just one person. They're very dependable. They have strength, coordination, their willingness to learn, and critical reasoning skills. And then when I drew my construction worker, some of the things I think of when I think of a construction worker, of course, construction workers long sleeves because if they're out in the sun, they don't want to get sunburnt. Your high-vis safety vest, class 2. They also have blue jeans. They have boots that are steel toe, composite toe. And of course, they also have their hard hat. One thing I did not put on this construction worker, but depending on their job task, they may have safety glasses as well that may be needed, depending on the job task that they do. I did forget with the scientist, I'll go back to him and just go back to the scientist in just a minute. But some of the things that we have, like the experience that we have within this profession. With construction, I have very little experience in construction. Most of my safety career has always been in a warehouse type setting. With a scientist, again, very little experience. And then the last but not the least is a nurse. So the nurse attributes: attention to detail, very caring, great communication skills, great problem solving skills. They are very action oriented. They are quick. They have pride. They have humor. And again, they are very patient. So it does take a lot of patience to be able to be a nurse and some of the requirements that are there to be a nurse. So for what I decided to put on my nurse for them wearing, of course, she is in scrubs and has gloves on, as well as shoe covers. And then, of course, I gave my nurse a stethoscope. One thing that every time I see a nurse, they almost always have a stethoscope around their neck, so that's something I decided to put on my drawing of a nurse. And then as far as experience for a nurse, I was actually decided to do nursing for my major when I first started out in school. There was some things that have happened that happened at my husband's work, which was an accident, happened to be a fatality accident, and OSHA was called in. Seeing the things that my husband had to go through during that whole ordeal, just the emotions and the setback that he had, even though he wasn't, around the accident that it happened, he knew the person. And then he actually responded when the accident took place and happened to see this person the way he was. So that really made me decide to change my major from wanting to treat different types of injuries to hoping to prevent those types of injuries. So for nurses, I have a little bit of experience because I still also do a emergency medical responder within the fire department. So I'm still one that provides first aid.